Hi folks, this is all the fruit. Here I have Coelostegia borneensis, or the so-called Durian Hantu, or ghost durian. Well, ghost durian, this name is given to a lot of durians which grow in the forest and usually do not provide edible fruits, with some exceptions. Mostly this name is associated with Durio grandifloros, but it's given to a lot of different durians, even to edible durians like Durio graveolens or Durio cuteiensis. Some Borneo people call a lot of stuff which is not Durio sibetinos ghost durian. Well, this is one of the species called ghost durian, and it's currently not in the genus Durio, but in the pretty much closely related genus Coelostegia. Well, the fruit totally looks like a durian. It most closely resembles a red durian or a graveolens durian. And actually the first time I saw it, the local people told me this is the wild ancestor of the Durio graveolens. They didn't call it Durio graveolens, they used the local name. They said this is the wild ancestor. And yeah, they are more or less right. Well, it's not directly the wild ancestor of Durio graveolens, but it's a different species closely related to durian. The fruit is incredibly hard. Right now, this trail here, this trail was rebuilt just a couple years ago with some horrible Eternit-like plagues, but before this was an ironwood trail. And those fruits, you can see now how they broke through the Eternit trail, but even before, those spines were making holes into the ironwood, which is much harder than this artificial stuff they have here now. The spines are incredibly hard. I once tried to open one such thing with a parang, with a machete, and the machete almost broke. This stuff is much harder than wood. It's basically as hard or harder than a coconut shell or a walnut shell, and much, much thicker. Here you can see that the walls are up over 2 centimeters thick. The fruit opens on the tree, and then it stays on the tree for a very long time. As you can see, even this almost indestructible fruit has rotted quite thoroughly, but it fell off quite recently, because this place where the peduncle broke off is still quite fresh. So this hung on the tree for probably a year or more. And how does it get dispersed? Well, if you think it hangs on the tree and the seeds just fall through those cracks, think again. Here in Borneo we have some giant birds called the hornbills. Well, they are not giant like ostriches, but they are quite a nice size of chickens or turkeys. And they have huge beaks with which they reach into the Coelostegia and pull out the seeds. Hornbills are very good seed dispersers, so I guess the seeds have some really tasty arrows attached to them, because the purpose is that the hornbills swallow them and then crap out the seeds a couple kilometers away. And if something is a Durio relative and has arrows, maybe it is edible. However, I don't know how to get at the fruits, because let's go to the tree. Here there is a nice sign, Coelostegia borneensis. It's one species with a giant football-sized, football-shaped fruit. And for our freedom-loving friends from the 13 colonies, I mean a football, not a hand egg. The sport you play, which you call American football, is actually not football but hand egg. So those balls are round and the size of a football, like the football everywhere outside of the 13 colonies understands. Well, the trees are quite tall. Let's see if we can spot one of the fruits up there. Nope, I cannot spot a single fruit up there. The tree is covered with countless epiphytes, mostly ferns. Well, the usual way to get at those fruits is you follow some logging company, and whenever they cut down the trees, you collect the fruits and extract the arils. Yeah, unfortunately this is a very popular timber. Durian is a very popular timber, and usually they leave alone the Durios trees, but they will harvest all those forest durians, which are considered of very high economic value, but not because of their fruits, but because of their timber. Durios also makes a very good timber, so if a Durios tree falls over, they will totally also harvest the timber. But those wild durians, yeah, that's unfortunately their destiny. They are being slaughtered for timber. So it's very hard to get at one of those fruits, because basically those logging companies, they don't like white plant-loving people following them and filming how they cut down the jungle giants. So they, yeah, I guess maybe you have to wait for a storm to blow down a couple of the fruits. And as you see, it does this long after those fruits are being ripe. I threw a very young, unpollinated, prematurely shed fruit somewhere here. Now I cannot find it anymore. Here is another huge one. This is really the size of a football or a human head. Also incredibly heavy. Well, it's basically made of something which resembles very dense wood. Here are the ironwood planks, the old ones, which are basically older than me and still not rotted away. But those spines, they managed to pierce them without any trouble. This thing pierces ironwood like if it was made of steel. Well, not the wood, but the plant. Let's see, what are those flowers here? No, those are some Knema arils. I'm pretty sure this is Knema and not Durian. Well, cannot show you the young fruit anymore because I threw it away. Also, well, if I have to guess, I would say there's quite a good probability that this is a durian leaf. It has the shape and size of a durian leaf, and it is copper colored underneath. So, pretty good chance that this is a durian leaf. Tell me, folks, do you have any experience with Coelostegia, with some species of Coelostegia? Have you maybe even tried to eat them? Apart from them, stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos. If you wonder why this wonderful timber hasn't been cut down here, we are here in Baco National Park. It has been a national park for many decades, so after they cut down the jungle, the trees were able to regrow. Stay tuned for so many more fruit videos from the beautiful and incredibly wildlife-rich Baco National Park in Malaysia. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.